for anyone that didn't catch last episode or needs a summary, I believe that the party again had a sort of pursued working in the mines for a day. Not everyone. I believe Emil and Brixie stayed at the church for the day and had Emil was able to commune a little bit with Winifred. Let's see. Blueberries down in the mines working with essentially everyone else, I think. Maybe, or we left that open because she wasn't here. As the day wrapped up, after working in the mines, they did see at the very end of the day, those working in the lowest levels of mine saw Tal'Wraith enter with 2 guards, 2 miners that are clearly adventurers, and called for 2 of the other miners slash guards guarding the elevator down to this even lower level that only Blueberry's been to, down with him. And he did not return before the crew finished their shift and came back up. However, Mina, were you with anyone? Did anyone go with you? Felix, maybe, and M?
Felix and M.
Okay. Went with you to find out a little more information. You heard that at this really seedy tavern called, for now, the Slanted Shed, or the Tilted Shed. We'll do Tilted because I trust Steph's memory better than mine. Tilted Shed. They could find that's one of Tal'Wraith's hangouts. This used to be a family's home. They've long since been dealt with.
Out.
Yeah. And as you entered, you saw that there's just the nastiest of the nasty business is being done here. They're just really bad people doing really bad things. They have like some seemingly maybe citizens or some people on the wrong side of this. They're making them see how many tax they can swallow and betting on that. There were a number of just really heinous, wicked things going on in here that would turn a weaker stomach. And as you entered, someone at the bar named Rex turned and greet you all, sort of, and just ask what your pleasure was.
I think we kind of came in like separately.
Yeah,
just like separately to watch each other's backs.
And so I think we'll pick up on the heavy side of things in this, and at the Tilted Shed. Rex is here with big toothy grin. Again, he's sort of an older looking gentleman, slicked back hair, dark with salt and pepper, I guess. That big toothy grin, sly, and just lots of rings on his fingers, and his attire looks fairly fancy but a bit functional, not quite roguish, but you're not sure. It looks more for dress than utility currently. And so he's, I think he had ended asking Mina, like, so what's your pleasure?
Right.
Someone had to swallow another tack.
Yeah. So Mina's kind of like forcing herself to go back to those days. And isn't liking it very much, but it's a necessity, so because she'd rather not get caught out here. So she takes a drink, pretends to take a drink, and I'm looking for someone.
Kind of adjusts himself in his seat.
Not in that way. Looking for a guy by the name of Tal'Wraith.
An interesting name, isn't it? Oh, hey, anyone in here know someone by the name of Tal'Wraith? Turns around and kind of still with that toothy grin.
Insight check.
Okay. What is it you're looking for?
Well, it doesn't matter because I was a 1.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'm kind of doing like in The Great Mouse Detective when they go to that little that bar, that seedy bar at the bottom, and he's like, "I'm looking for Ratigan," and he's trying to see the looking for that sort of reaction.
That's awesome. In this case, everybody sort of roars with laughter, and the tavern. Yeah, and someone they shout ridiculous things like, I saw him at your mother's, and another one is like, well, I'm Tal'Wraith, and another one says, no, I'm Tal'Wraith, and they're just like laughing in unison.
Just you're hilarious.
Oh, sounds like this Tal'Wraith gentleman's been pretty busy.
I have a score to settle with him, information to get from him. So if you wouldn't mind telling me the truth, small man, I will take my information and be on my merry way. And you won't have to have my entire band of raiders come to help me clear out this town to find the information I need.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a deception check.
Deception. Okay.
She didn't throw the dice across the room. That's a good start.
It was double digits. 18.
Well, quite a bit of those military type folks around here. Not fare so well. But I don't know.
We're gonna be out in the daytime.
Well, are we worried about raiders in here, boys and girls? And they shout, boo! The inn tavern takes on this loud, ominous hum of boos and yells. Hey, all right. Look, I think that we've got to be able to find something for you. Maybe set up. Anyone know where this Tal'Wraith is? And a bunch of people are shouting profanities currently. They're not answering per se.
Okay, I'm gonna scoot up to him, just kind of like smiling and grinning. And as I get to his side, I'm gonna have my dagger hidden in my sleeve and just kind of poke it into his kidney. Just kind of be like, I'm not kidding around, human.
Okay. What's your AC? I haven't used it in so long. 16 14. Is what he got. Okay. As you do that, he doesn't seem to care that you're
nope, warding flare.
Oh, okay. All right. So he got
does
a 16.
It with disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage. Okay. So he stands up and goes to punch, and you just duck out of the way. He goes right past your head as he fires a straight right punch at you. What do you want to do?
Like Han Solo.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to like stab him. It was just kind of like a warning poke.
Gotcha. Nobody seems to be jumping up or anything currently. So far, he's thrown this punch. His arm is still like next to your head as he just whiffed it because he rolled a 4 that second time, which doesn't get much higher.
You want to try again, human?
He does. What is he? Is it still at disadvantage?
No, that only happened once. But as he goes, I'm gonna as he tries to pull back. No, I'm not gonna do that. That would be a bad idea. I'm just gonna kind of flick the dagger, grab his arm and flick the dagger up to his neck and just push in. Just stone cold drow stare the entire time.
Go ahead and do a grapple check if you would. Oh yeah, you're probably gonna win.
Is that athletics?
Athletics for you, yes. As you try and put him in this, you only have to beat a 9.
Do I get advantage because I'm surprising him?
No, because he's already engaged in the brawl. Yeah.
Well, that's a 2.
Okay. So you go to do that, and his hit goes through, and he catches you just on the chin as he launches another straight, which is only it's not very much. That's so for 1 point of damage. And punches you back and pulls his arm back. Not today.
I'll cast Hold Person.
Okay. What does he have to roll for that?
He has to make a Wisdom saving.
Wisdom isn't good. Okay, that's 11. I don't think.
Nope.
Okay.
No, it is 15.
It's locked in place.
I just kind of point at him.
He's probably trying to go for another one. Gets locked like this.
You stupid, small-minded human. You made this so much more difficult on yourself. All I asked was where one person is. Just tell me the truth. Maybe I'll let you live. Go back to your whatever little business you do here. I think you can make a save at the end of each round.
Okay.
At the end of each of his turns, so.
Okay. He
has to beat a.
Okay. Oh, good.
He just has to beat a 15.
Okay. All right. I know where he's crashing. Just let me out of this.
Insight to see if he's telling the truth. 21.
He seems to be truthful. Seems to know where this person's currently crashing, or where they last were crashing, at the very least.
I'll just toss my dagger a little bit. Wait for the minute of concentration to fade.
All right. All right. You made your point.
And you had best tell the truth. And I will cast Zone of Truth on him.
Nice. Okay.
Which is not in my hand because I forgot to change out my hand. Okay.
I'm going to say Felix and Emersina are probably forming a bit of a barrier, as about half of the tavern's going about their business as usual. The other half has taken that bad guy stare at what you're doing in their tavern. So we'll see how that progresses. But I think Felix and Emersina probably fluff up her wings a bit.
And she's not just like a drow. She is like exuding this aura of an assassin, someone who has done this her whole life, and it's just like palpable. Like she is freaking scary.
Nice.
So she's trying to give them the idea of just give me my information and I'll leave.
Nice.
Okay, so
Go to charisma.
Charisma saving throw of 15.
Okay. You cast a spell. Well.
And I know if he succeeds or fails.
Oh, okay. He fails. He fails his save.
So then he cannot speak a deliberate lie.
Ah, okay. Nice.
But he is aware of the spell. So.
Oh, Wraith is part of this whole military thing here. He has a small place that he crashes at about 2 blocks up, but spends most of his time down in the city, in the that big old barracks they have built down there. Hides away most days in that. Only squirrels out in the night. Crashes in the remain hidden. Shady. It's a shady one. Shadier than me even.
That's a tall order.
What do you want to drink? Let me get you and your friends here a drink. It's all right. It's all right, guys.
You don't know what drow drink?
Something with venom in it, I imagine. We've got no.
We drink the blood and tears of our enemies. I stab him.
Ooh, where are you stabbing him?
Right in the heart.
Ah, okay, cool. You know what? Oh yeah. Let's see. Okay. Yep. Roll for I guess attack.
Surprise attack?
Yes, so advantage.
$22.
Okay. Roll whatever your damage is in.
For the dagger is a D4, which is lambs. 5 damage. No. Is it not no. Nope, I'm not a rogue.
Curses! If only I were a rogue.
Wrong campaign!
Dang.
Boom! You get him down between a couple of his ribs. And it just starts firing blood out on you in the streets. As he falls back, knocking down some bar stools and lands on the floor.
Twist it.
Oh, okay. Some more blood flies out as Felix is like, Mina. And M is like, no, I can't. Not again. And about half the tavern squeaks their chairs, stand and start walking over to the three of you.
Whoops.
Pulling weapons.
I'm gonna pull my dagger out and flick the blood off, just kind of like an arc away from the people. And he had his chance. I suggest none of you cross the path of the Phantom Eyes again. And I'll just walk out the back.
Okay, Felix and M sort of walk backwards to kind of guard. A couple of them advance, just making sure that you're all getting out. As you leave the dead body of Rex behind on the floor. Okay. And so, with the heavy done, as you step out into the warm night air.
So she's gonna get out and then walk a few steps and then just kind of don't ever let me do that again.
I don't even know what Felix and Em would say. Em, I think, would just be like, and turn and walk back to the tavern. Felix would probably say something. Yeah, Em like probably can't take another sitch like that. Felix is probably like, that's not okay.
No.
Like, he didn't deserve that. They're scumbags and they deserve a lot, but they deserve prison, they deserve a number of things. But now's not the time, right?
No.
Let's get out of here.
That was who I was. I'm not proud of it. And I got too far back into my past. She's gonna cover up her tattoo again. Just don't. Yeah, yeah.
Look,
That's not normal for me anymore. We should go. We should go in case people are following us.
Yeah. Just feel like you'd probably toss in something partially empathetic. Like, I know we all have our pasts and things we're not proud of. Imagine more so in your situation. Just know
We got our information.
I just want you to know that we had someone we traveled with that pursued a similar path and ended badly for everybody. Don't want to see that for you. But yeah. Got
Thank
the
you.
info.
Now I have my penance to do tonight. And she kind of wipes some of his blood off her face, and I will not go down that dark path again. But
whatever you need from
hopefully
me.
it scared some people straight.
I hope there's good from it.
She walks away.
Nice.
And she's like shaking from that whole thing.
Okay. All right. So we'll transition over to the lighter side. In the library, I will share out the wonderful image. So while Kaylin is a fighter, for anyone that isn't up to date, while she's a fighter, she did learn a really cool spell from the Runekeeper, an ancient dragon, called Mordenkainen's Latitudinous Library. I'm going to pull that up here for any viewers. You've probably seen it. It's a fairly popular image. But I just love this as the interior for the thingamabob. Okay, anyway, let me get my OBS up again. All right, so in here we have Brixie in tiefling form. I forget what she was going to ask or do. She was going to, I think, ask Emil something, but I can't remember now. So Kaylin and Emil, though, I know, are currently off to the side researching something.
Yes, you're researching. Warren just messaged that he'll be back in about a minute or two.
Oh, okay.
Someone called. He had to answer.
Oh, neat. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he was wanting to research about, I don't know specifically, but I know that he was wanting to research, I think, about the vampirism and stopping it, I think.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I think so.
All right. Well, let's see what you all find. So, with the advancement of this, so not only do you have, I don't know if I shared this or sent it yet, advantage with history checks now. Oh, gosh. You find that as you're looking through, I guess it's not really arcane. I guess it would be history, so I guess you wouldn't really discover anything new just yet. As you're looking through, go ahead and make a history check with advantage. Actually, both of you can make a history check with advantage.
Okay.
Now, give me a minute.
Oh, wait. With advantage. Oh, that's a little bit better. And let's see here. I forgot what I think it's +4. Yeah. So I have a 15.
Okay. And when you have a moment, Emil, you're also welcome to roll a history check if you want as you're. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I just lost my fantasy ground, so I don't know what my modifier is. But
hang on. I've got it right here.
It's a base 10.
Okay, and you're doing history, which is a +3, so 13. Okay, so what, 15 and 13, right?
Does he get with advantage?
Yes, it's
too?
with advantage. I'm sorry, Emil, if I.
Sadly, that was advantage.
That was, yeah, mine was with advantage too.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. So you probably, how do I want to play that with a 13 and a 15? Here are the things you discover about vampirism. How to, remove this curse of vampirism. You discover that while this is definitely, it's too late to do this, there is a particular herb. You don't find out which herb it is, but there is a moderately rare herb you can eat within 1 hour of being bitten or receiving the curse.
Just missed the window.
So something to pick up, perhaps, if just in case, if you are able to discover which herb that is. Let's see. You understand that there are at least 3 significant ways to remove this. However, in all the information you look through, let's see, if 15 is pretty solid, be 10, 15, and 20 for all 3. So you discover 2 of them. And let's see which 2 you discover.
I'm with Horsey Toad. It's oregano.
Nice. Okay. So, if you are able to find a cleric of 12th level or higher, and they cast a greater restoration spell, followed by a greater healing spell, within, again, too late, but within 3 days of the attack, then that will cure it. So it's one of those things. It's sweet as you're looking it up, and then it adds the caveat that it has to be within 3 days. And then you got this one. Okay. So the other, let's see. Oh yeah, brutal.
And then we find out last year's winning lottery number.
Nice, yeah. The third one is elusive, and it talks about bending reality or something like that, but doesn't give you anything concrete. But the second one that you find here, or really the third, I guess, is that if you find a cleric, a paladin, a warlock, or a wizard of 12th level or higher, that there is when there's a new moon, on any night of the new moon, they can cast a remove curse spell. And depending on how long you've had vampirism or how strong the bloodline is, it may take more than 1 month to complete. the sooner the better, obviously. But ultimately, it can cure anything given the time and dedication. If you're a 300-year-old vampire, you can still be cured. It's just going to take a while of doing that.
So that was a cleric, paladin, wizard,
or warlock of
or
12th
warlock.
level. They have to be level 12 or higher.
They have to be 12 or higher. It has to be at any night of the new moon.
Correct.
They cast a reverse spell.
Remove curse.
Remove curse spell. And can take more than 1 month to complete.
Yeah, the two factors they reference are A, how long you've had vampirism. The longer you've had it, the longer it'll take, the more times you have to do this to completely remove it. The other factor is how strong the bloodline is. A weak bloodline, a vampire, not a problem. Some true blood vampire, and you're in that line, depending on where you are in that, it might take longer.
So do they have to do the spell every night for a month? Or how often do they have to say how often they have to do the spell during that course of a month for it to work?
Just on the nights of the new moon is what it states,
okay.
But it doesn't give a good representation of how many months they have to do that.
Okay.
I don't think Emil ever really kind of clued in as to how he got vampirism. I mean, I think the players all know, but I don't know that Emil actually knows. So he's probably a little curious about the strength of his bloodline and how to tell. I mean, he would assume that if it's Winifred's bloodline that it's strong, but
yeah,
does that mean, is it like directly from Winifred would be stronger and he may have a weaker bloodline? Like, is there any more research that Emil can do along those lines, or has he kind of spent the night getting this far?
Yeah, go ahead, actually, if you want. Go ahead and, I'd say that because the two of you work together, it'd be like half the night, so you've got another round if you want to in the library.
Sure.
I think that's what Emil's curious about, but, I mean, this is Kaylin's library, or sorry, Manlin's library.
Yes.
Do you have any better ideas to how to spend our research time?
I think that seems like a good way. Good way.
Okay.
Ooh, natural 20 for me.
Natural 6.
Awesome. What was yours, Kaylin? Natural 20?
Natural 20.
Nice. Okay. Well, 20 is the highest DC anyway, so.
Emil knocks over some books, and Kaylin figures it all out.
Nice. It opens the book that Kaylin finds. It falls to the floor. All right, so you take a look. Yeah, you don't find much, Emil. I think it's sort of like a Google search where you're using certain keywords that just aren't pulling results, but Kaylin kind of, digs through. Kaylin, do you know the name of the vampire that Emil has been talking to?
No.
No? Okay. So I'm going to say that because you guys are working together, and it's Mordenkainen's Latitudinous Library, there you find some lore and some like family history, family tree type scrolls and books that cover a number of lines. Now, because I can't remember what Winifred has mentioned to you, Emil, what has she referenced anything about, bloodline or anything with you?
I don't think she has, and I don't think that Sam gave me information when he told me about her either. So, because Sam told something. I met her in my dreams, and then I told Sam about it, and Sam knew who she was, but I don't think she gave me that kind of information.
Okay. All right. In that case, here in the library, Kaylin, you're able to find a book that covers covers it. And in that, it talks about a couple of ways to try and test for strength of bloodline. Most of them say the tests are more reliable once you've hit like a year of having vampirism, but can still be conducted beforehand. Let's see. They talk about finding a certain type, like an acacia wood, and dragging a 2-inch line across the palm, cutting open a 2-inch line across the palm along one of these, lines in the palm, and timing how long it takes to heal. Apparently this is a sort of a extra potent type of wood against vampires. So that's one. It's like a scratch test, sort of, only completely different.
Did Sam do that scratch test on me?
She had something else, but she did do that, and it seemed to heal relatively quickly. It seems to be the type of wood, because it's so potent, that's an important part of the test, I guess.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I certainly mentioned to Madeline that Sam did something similar.
Neat. Let's see. What else would there be for vampires? Well, you can also kill them and see how long it takes them to reform in their caskets. Less effective. It doesn't. Yeah. And a little more violent.
That one.
I think if Malin shows Emil that in the book, Emil will close the book on her really fast and say, no, not that.
Nice. All right. And that's yeah, I'll put it in Twitch, but whatever. Which you've seen, by the way, Kaylin, because you do so much tinkering and everything else. It's a strong wood. It's a bit of a I don't know, rare wood. Not very rare, but rare. But there's some around here. You can find it in shops. It doesn't grow naturally too close to here, but I mean, Em's not here, so she can't tell you. But there's some of this land outside of what you know. There's some of this land, so you've seen it moderately accessible here in Bexley, at least.
Okay.
All right.
In Bexley or Bridgeport?
Bexley.
Okay.
It might have some in Bridgeport. You just haven't spotted any here yet. Okay. So night carries on. I feel. Does any Emil, do you remember what Brixie was going to ask? She was going to ask something, and then she went off to the side, like, I'm just going to sit, think about it first, and then approach it later. Something about you confiding in Caitlin, like if you're okay. No, that was earlier. I can't remember.
I don't think that she. I think that the last that she did was just kind of sit down somewhere.
Gotcha.
I don't think that she was had anything particular, at least that she made known at the end of the last session.
No, she was a bit surprised that I told Kaylin what was going on with my vampirism, but that's kind of it.
Okay. I feel like she probably would have been a little bit interested in assisting and helping, at least in this latter part, trying to help you discover that. She probably also would have been like, no, oh no, with the whole dye and casket thing. How long does it take to respawn?
Where's the respawn point? When have we last saved?
Nice. I will say, though, Kaylin, that because you've been doing so much research, you lost a little bit of track of time. Not much, but like 10 minutes after 8 hours goes by, and you realize you're all still in the library. It didn't kick you all out at 8 hours.
Oh, well, fancy that.
And Kaylin never left the library again.
She's like, okay, guys, bye. I'll be back soon. Door closes.
See ya.
The world burns. The only living dwarf is hiding in a library.
all these books to read, and then she breaks her glasses.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Very cool. Caleb makes a note of that. And also makes a note to kind of research what has changed later.
Okay.
Or research like the next step that she's obviously reached to.
Okay. All right. So while it is a little bit past 8, it is also morning time. I feel like we could probably jump back to, well, I guess you can't hear anything, but M has definitely come back to her room and is probably just chilling in her room. Rixie's with you, so Mina and Felix come back a little bit after. Mina first, and then Felix like a minute or two. Actually, Felix I think would sort of tail behind and look around town a bit. So maybe like half an hour later, Felix comes back. This would have been much earlier, of course, and they would have gotten their rest. So we'll say it's morning time, and you know what? If you want, it's 11:19, and I know we started late. It's a little bit early for a bio, but we can do that now if you want to give everyone time to think. Okay,
sure.
Cool. So for those that don't know, we take an 8 to 10 minute bio break, and then we'll be back. We'll keep streaming so you can chat with those of us that are here. Catch you all shortly. I don't have to make a second cup of coffee.
You already got
it. Number 1 is done, so I'll go put that away, I guess. All right, be right back. Oh, my legs. This shirt's gonna do the trick. Oh. Okay, something changed. I'll probably put this in. There we go. Nope. Hurts. Let me try this other one, I guess. There it is. Woo! Okay, good. A little worried there for a minute. Just like I was in the tilted shack. No! They're all gonna die. Thanks, Randy. So if you like the look, Randy, good, because I'll probably be doing it for Tuesday's campaign too, because I don't have any other Halloween costumes. Jeez, Randy, yeah, you must be tired. Yeah, very earthy. Thanks, Randy. Oh, cool, Nevik. Sorry, just now reading up. Ooh, Horsey Toad, are you New England, from New England? I'm from Rhode Island originally, so I'm all about. I was wearing my Patriots jersey down here, which is like get murdered for that. Ooh, nice, Randy. Yeah. Look, Steph has set the bar like super high, so you have to do it now. None of us have a choice. Next year. No, I'm just kidding. I made a different cup of coffee anyway. I like guzzled the other one, but it was like cool and almost so cold it wasn't tasty anymore. Yeah, so I'm like, I need my strength before half the town kills half the party.
For sure.
All right. All right. Well, you know what? I know that sometimes maybe I should wait because I don't want to jump in unless Sam said anything like I'm gonna be a hot minute. Okay, yeah. Oh no, so she. And now I was just catching up, Warren, and in Discord chat. You always crack me up. Nice. Yes, Steph is officially attractive in both of the mainstream genders.
Yes. Yes. Achievement unlocked.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I think we'll jump in here, and if we need to do anything for Mina, we can make that happen. Let me check the time, make sure I'm not. Oh yeah. Definitely. Okay. Wow, it's so exciting. You're all level 7. You're actually, I've got to add it up. I don't think you're level 8 yet, but you're probably creeping up pretty close. Oh, so exciting. when Mina was like, "Oh, the DC's just 15," I was like, "Whoa!" I forgot you guys that high level now. I can't wait to keep going and get into like beat my DC of 20 or something like that. What?
Are we still on our bio break or are we live again?
I'm just going live now, unless you need another.
I'll be right back because I haven't had a chance to do that yet.
Oh gosh, yeah, go ahead.
She's going.
Oh, there's my phone. Okay. I just I don't know if any of you while we wait for Mina, Sam, I don't know if any of you are big into Netflix's Daredevil. No. Okay, I just watched season 3. Like, I thought season 1 was really good, and then season 2 was like good, but but season 3 was so well written and acted. It's like it's one of those that just it keeps the tension the whole season somehow. And the climax was not anticlimactic, but a little bit, but only because I've been like on the edge of my seat the whole time, the entire season. And they had a good wrap up. They canceled
Luke Cage,
which I can't believe. Although the second season, Iron Fist.
Oh yeah,
Iron
Fist first season. I thought it was so poorly written. They were like, something here and some story there and some acting here and maybe not over here. But the second season was pretty good.
I've heard some people kind of wonder if, because I know like Disney's starting up their own streaming service here starting in a year, I think, or like at the end or sometime in 2019, I think maybe. So a lot of people I've spoken with that were kind of hypothesizing that maybe they were canceling it only to bring it back when they do their own streamings, like just under the Disney banner and not Netflix.
Probably, especially with Luke Cage, he'll definitely have people tuning in because that was just
Of course, if that's the case, then you'll start seeing them all being like,
not another streaming service. We'll see how they do it. Like
I no doubt that they have enough content, like they have enough stuff in their repertoire, but like and they definitely have the money to do more stuff to fill content. But again, it's like, if it's a whole other streaming service, so if you like Disney or things that are owned by Disney, then it's like
you gotta go. How many of these can I juggle? What's the budget? All right, Mina's back. Okay, so I'll say morning breaks, and Caitlin and Emil and Brixie find their way out of the library back to the tavern, or in the room. I think you opened it in your room, right? Or no, in the alleyway next to it. Okay.
Yeah, I did it outside. Yeah.
Okay, and Felix rolled in about half an hour after Mina. He took a little extra tour of the town.
Mina didn't go to the inn.
Oh,
she went to that old church we had been to. It's not Tasune, but she's gonna go there, clear everything off, take her holy symbol, start her penance. And she is going to be awake all night. So I will take the point of exhaustion for that.
Okay. Do you have something in mind, like what her penance looks like? Is it her praying and?
Yeah, it's her praying. She'll fast all day, and then she'll follow it up with a full day of service.
Okay, nice. Okay.
I don't know where exhaustion can be on here, but I'll take it. Or that overnight thing.
Yeah, is there one in Fantasy Grounds? I'll have to look. Might be a condition. I'll have to look into that. Unless you know, Warren. I know you're...
Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem.
I'll look.
Okay, thank you. All right. So, Kaylin, Emil, Brixie leave. You find Felix eating breakfast in the inn if you're going in there. And, hey, Mariah. Blueberry, no matter where she went, is here, where he went, is here currently, eating with Felix. And you would probably even find Brewer. This seems to be a safe zone for Brewer inside. So Brewer would be eating, well, sitting at the table with Blueberry at his side. Felix maybe, diagonally across from Brewer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're going in for this next morning, right?
Yes,
Breakfast
yep, this is next morning. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, Caleb will go in, sit down, order some breakfast.
Do we think Ed made breakfast?
Oh, good question.
Because if Ed made breakfast, Emil will stick around. If not, he'd probably head back to church. But breakfast.
I feel like he generally does. And he rolled an 18 on his persuasion. I don't know what his charisma is, but we'll say that he's talked his way into preparing some breakfast for at least the lot of you, but probably anyone that's there. Morning, guys. I made X, Y, and Z, and he lists off a few things. Some savory breakfast notes, a little sweet treat to eat after the savory bits are done.
Nice. Kaylin eats that. Yeah. I'm gonna stick some. If there's some like biscuits. If he didn't make biscuits, Kaylin will order some biscuits or some kind of bread and sausage to put into her bag for later.
Perfect.
And also to give a little bit of sausage to Blueberry.
Okay. Blueberry definitely laps up the sausage and to bits and eats it up. He's hungry from all that hard work in the mines yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mina's not there.
Mm-hmm.
So Kaylin, I guess we'll look at the people that are there, which I guess is Felix, and so I guess we're going back to work today.
Yeah.
Felix, how did you find out going to the inn last night?
Doing a roll for him. All right. You can see a little concern across his face. Looks around for M. Well, there's good news and bad news. Which would you like to hear first?
Bad news?
So, in order to get information in such a seedy place, we had to put on our toughest faces, bad guy personas. Mina has a really good bad person persona.
Really?
So, given the history of our group, I feel like I should let you all know. I have faith in Mina because I've seen the good she's done. But she got in a pretty dark headspace last night and may or may not have killed a person to get the information we need. Good news is we've got the information.
What?
She got in a brawl with someone named Rex in the Tilted Shack there. I mean, it was a nasty. Let me just say, it's a nasty place. They had people. They were betting on how many tacks they could make people eat before they passed out from the pain. They had all sorts of just terrible, cruel, and sickening things going on there. It was a really bad place. And this guy threw the first punch from what I saw. And But the killing was after she got the information from him, and he was no longer fighting. But it's not for me to say. I'm sure that you can have a conversation, with her. And
we were keeping a low profile, weren't we?
Yes. But again, the good news is we've got the info.
You what?
Good news is we've got some info. We found where he's been crashing, and that he regularly spends most of his time in the barracks back in Bexley. But has a place he crashes when he comes up here for something to do with the Crimson Guard, a Crimson Fang, as we.
So he lives back in Bexley?
Lives in Bexley in the barracks, the guard barracks. Apparently, somebody big back there, as we kind of know.
But he comes here for work.
Yes. Sometimes. They didn't seem to care for him too much there, or at least this Rex guy didn't. I don't know. It was a lot, and I'm still processing. And I just, with everything with, I was weighing it out last night. Of course, let y'all know what happened.
You mean Mina?
Well, yeah, everything that happened with Mia kind of going down a darker
You're comparing
path.
the two.
Yeah. But, I have to give more of a benefit of the doubt to Mina, as I've seen her do a lot of good acts, and she's been upfront about her past. And I think maybe the situation was just, we maybe put a little too much pressure on her too fast to go in.
I mean, did she seem possessed by anything, or?
Oh, I don't know. It happened pretty quickly. And it was really a shock. She was very strong and authoritative, and got her information. She locked him up in the hold person spell, got the info. I really thought that was going to be it. We were going to walk out. And she wasn't in a really good headspace to talk last night, and I didn't want to push it.
Where is she now?
I'm not sure. I took a bit of she went off on her own, and I took a bit of a tour of the city just to see how some of my old haunts were. I'm not sure. I thought she was here, but I haven't seen her yet, and I haven't seen M yet either.
So she didn't see anything about where she was going?
No.
Caitlin takes a bite of her breakfast, contemplating.
But how's the food? Good this morning?
The food, as usual, is great.
Good. Bad. I just want to thank all of you for being here, my hometown. I haven't talked. I've told you about it, and haven't gone into too much detail, but it means a lot that you're here. People need us.
Sure.
You and a nod to a meal.
A meal's at the church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, he wasn't. He was there eating breakfast.
Yeah, is this happening during breakfast or after breakfast?
Sort of during breakfast, I think. Like, as Felix is serving the food.
Okay, in that case, Emil would stay for breakfast, but if he waited till after breakfast to talk about it, Emil would have left. So that's what I wasn't.
He was talking about Mina during breakfast.
Like, as he's sort of serving the food and then sitting down to eat.
Okay. Okay. So Do we have a specific plan for working today? Are we just still listening, or is Mina going to join us for work today, or are we going in, or?
I think we need to find everybody and get it sorted. Brewer leans forward a bit and puts his hand and arm on the table in sort of a weird way, just like this with his hand open. And his wrist pivots up and out of the way, and there's like a hollow chamber in one of the metal tubing sections of his arm. And he just sort of ejects this little paper scroll out of it, and then his hand snaps back into place.
Kaylin takes out her journal and starts making notes about that.
Nice. Awesome. Get some food on it from breakfast on your journal, spatterings of food. And Brewer like pushes it, kind of like pushes some plates and saucers out of the way as he's trying to like incognito push it across the table to Kaylin.
Thanks, Brewer.
This is what a 1 on a sleight of hand looks like.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Kaylin will look at what's on the paper.
Hey.
As discreetly as possible.
Nice. All right. You say, my notes here. It's one of Brewer's really amazingly well sketched, sketches
Nice.
of an object. Just looking to see where I put it in here. Okay. All right. It looks like, at first glance, it looks like a circlet. This is done with just, a black ink or charcoal or whatever he used as his. But it looks like a very well crafted, beautiful circlet that one would wear on their head. It has a protruding gem, multifaceted gem on the front and the center. It's essentially a band that has a couple, points down here, and then a couple points down here, almost like a old knight's helm would be, or like an upside down crown almost. I think upside down crown would be the best way to describe it.
Okay.
And Brewer leans forward. I'm just gonna have him do another roll to see if he does any better. Leans way forward over to you, Kaylin and Emil and Felix. I believe this is what Tal'Wraith, and he whispers it in a robotic voice, of course, went down to retrieve. He left early morning with this and 4 guards.
So he had this with him?
Correct. Old. Powerful. My sensors detected Arcana.
Mm-hmm. Do I recognize this as anything, Dan?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to open up a bookmark maybe. All right, go ahead and roll a history check with an advantage. Let me think, because you're proficient with it, and you're a sage, which gives you like, if you don't know about it, you'll know someone that knows it. Just roll a straight history check.
Okay.
Oh, we were just even paying.
Dang, that'd be 12.
Okay. Real quick here.
And that was without advantage, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so 12 total.
Mm-hmm. I'll just see if I can find this quick. Blah 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 blah. That just need to find. Yeah, oh, that's so awesome. Okay, sorry. Was it this one? Okay. All right. What would you know about this? What was it? A 12? Yeah. Nice. A 12, you said?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that it's crafted in a way that actually roll an Arcana check in hand with that as you're examining this sketch. Because there's certain physical aspects of things that can promote the arcane.
That's 21 total.
Okay. So you don't know anything on the lore of this, but examining the really highly detailed sketch, like 2/3 of it is highly detailed, the other's just shaded because he likely didn't get a good look at the rest of it. Yeah. Scanning, it's like a laser etcher. Excuse me. So while you don't know the history, you do see that there's likely another section that attaches to this. You see in the framework and rune work of it, there are different divots that end where they shouldn't, where you can tell they're there to distribute arcane power, but it's like an incomplete circuit. Like the rest of it is somewhere else. There's probably another portion to this somewhere. And that if this is powerful as is, the 2 or 3 or however many there are put together are likely incredibly powerful.
Yeah. Well, from what I can tell, it needs something else to with its arcane ability. Do you have any insight on this, Brewer?
Emil looks disappointed that he wasn't asked, but doesn't say anything.
Nice.
It's because you're not Eckert. Because he is a wizard.
Nice. Brewer, is trying to keep. It's funny because even the little whirs to his mechanics, he's trying to keep quiet. He's trying to be nonchalant here in this moment. Yeah, at the breakfast table. Classic Brewer. This item is not in my database. I'm afraid of this individual having so much power. He left to a domicile here in Bridgeport, but I could not track him completely.
Okay. Kaylin will roll up the paper and put it in your bag. So you said that you saw him. Do you know? I mean, you just saw him leave the area, right, Brewer?
I tracked him into the residential area in the northeast.
Oh.
But lost him.
Thank you, Burr. That helps a lot.
You can see as much of a smile as a Warforged can have.
Nice.
He sits back, picks up his bread.
Yeah, I was getting Kaylin gives him some bread.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, good job.
Pats him on the hand.
Pavlov's Warforged. He's gonna expect bread. Awesome. All right. And Felix is like, as he's sitting down, eating now, we should really look into this. Tracking him or getting information. Maybe there's something at his house.
I agree. I don't think there's much more that we can get down in the mines. There's much more information than we can get without causing a scene, even more so than we already have here.
Yeah.
Felix, did they see you with? Did the people in the tavern recognize?
Mina didn't look like herself to reset the scene. She had disguised herself.
Oh, okay.
To look like she's still clearly a drow, but she didn't look like the cleric that walked into town.
Okay.
So she wasn't herself.
That's a little better.
Okay. But she was still a drow.
Okay. Okay. So you guys were all wearing disguises last night, right, Felix?
Yeah, and he kind of looks down at the same disguise he's wearing right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But it was this one.
Yeah, I think that we should probably go and check out that northeast part of town, the residential area, and see what's going on there. We should probably try to find Mina if we can. She didn't give you any indication of where she was going.
Nothing, but
okay.
It's an unknown town to her. I think she knows the tavern, she knows the church, she knows the Tilted Shed. I don't know where else. I would say we check those places, probably starting with church and then going to.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
We need to keep in mind that there's a vampire around too.
Does Felix know Emil about? He doesn't.
No, nobody react. Nobody react when I say that. Okay, don't look at me.
Awesome.
You're absolutely right, Neil.
And I think
Kaylin,
that's exactly
you
what
will never
Kaylin
be
says.
a good poker player. That's just all there is to that.
That's exactly what Kaylin says. Good point, Emil. Probably a little too loudly than trying to sound overly confident.
Brixie.
Good point.
Mariah said Brixie will be with Emil always, so she's sort of there. Wait, did you mean? Yeah.
Brixie, this breakfast is really good, huh?
I need to get to the church today, so why don't we start there, and that's probably where I need to stay.
Okay. All right. Well, I put what's left in my bag of my breakfast and start going out the door.
Okay.
Brewer, are you coming with us, or are you going to stay at the inn today?
I should stay here, out of sight, until dark. I will join if I can.
Stay safe. Kaylin will leave.
Rixie shifts down into kitty cat form and walks inside.
I'll make sure Blueberry is following us.
Okay. Still no sign of Em. Usually she's sort of up with you guys, but nothing yet.
Right.
Just to put.
I'll turn to Felix as we're walking out. Have you seen Emersina this morning?
Oh, yeah. Not this morning, no. Last night she seemed a bit done. I think she saw a lot of Ormia and Mina, and she's just been so stressed about her brother and stressed with things that have happened, and frustrated with not getting much information on him, on her brother. I feel like she just needed a break. I can check, at least give a knock, to make sure she's okay and not kidnapped.
Yeah, if you could do that, and then just Kaylin will take out her journal and just kind of make a note of where they're going.
Okay.
And just that she had heard about what happened. Usual sentiments of I believe Mina is a good person, but this is definitely something we need to address. And we'll give it to Felix to put under her door.
Okay. He heads upstairs and he goes to, so Felix, just in case you're watching this later, give a knock on the door and you hear a little grumbling. It sort of sounds like maybe someone answering. So you knock again and just push on the door a little bit. The doorknob is unlocked. You creak it open a little bit and you see M kind of like flop over in bed, wings like still uncomfortable, not being able to sleep comfortably, but just being in bed, sort of a pillow up over her head. Like, you're not sure if she's saying go away or what is it, because it's muffled and she's tired. And so you just just rest up and be safe. I'm checking something out. I'm leaving a note here. Put it down on a table beside the door there. Leave. Lock it from the close and latch it.
Okay. All right. We shall head northeast then. Oh, no. We're heading to church first, right? So we're heading to church.
All right. Yep. Felix catches up after a couple minutes. I think it's essentially everyone in tow except, of course, M that's in her room and Mina that is possibly still at the church. You head easterly through town to get back to the church near the edge of town, and you find it in the same state it was in before. As you enter, is Mina is she in there today doing her making?
Yeah.
Okay. You enter and you have there's a certain solemn feeling to the church, quiet and still. And it's a warm spring morning. You enter, and there's a little bit of that musty smell still, but there's something about the hearing Mina pray and sort of repent, and her in the contrition there at one of the broken pews.
She's actually kneeling by windows in the sunlight.
Oh, okay.
With her hood down.
Oh. Nice.
And then she's got her symbol and she's speaking in Elvish, praying in Elvish.
Ooh. So who understands Elvish? Kaylin, I think. I don't know if Emil does.
Try to look.
So curious now, and I never get to. Felix. Get some abilities. Yeah, Felix doesn't under. Felix has a choice still to make.
Yes, Emil understands Elvish.
Ooh, nice. Rixie does not. And I'm just so curious about Blueberry. Blueberry does not. Yeah.
Even though Blueberry's color was Elvish, I think.
Right? Yeah. Awesome. All right. Oh, so Mina, did I hear what you're saying? Is there anything in particular?
Yeah, it's just almost like the Lord's Prayer sort of, where she's doing the almost like doing the beads over and over again. So it's the same phrase that's like asking for forgiveness, telling what she's this ugliness that she's brought to the and just sort of begging for forgiveness and offering something, or telling what she's going to do to beautify the world in return.
What you all hear is you see the sunlight sort of, I imagine probably some of those like onion tears where it's like the sun is in the eyes.
Well, it doesn't hurt, but she looks uncomfortable.
That's right, she's drow. I was like, is she vampire too? No.
No more vampires.
I'm surrounded by vampires. Oh God.
Awesome.
So we see her there, correct, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
And hear her doing all this.
Right near the window that Emil was at, overlooking the cemetery with some of the large trees outside.
Okay. I think Kaylin's not going to go too far into the church. But she'll turn to Emil and just be like, so you're going to hang out here for the day?
It seems the right sort of place for prayer, meditation, and reflection. Yes. And he kind of shakes the dice in his pocket as he says it.
Okay. If you need anything, just send Seb for us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'll cautiously approach Mina, I guess, without disturbing her too much. Just kind of wait close by and see if she notices me for a bit.
Once she's done with her iteration, she'll kind of look up. Yes?
We are heading northeast in the town to the residential district. Are you wanting to join us, or are you wanting to stay here? Emil will be here.
Is this to find that person?
Brewer believes that Tal'Wraith, he saw Tal'Wraith tracked him to the northeast part of town.
And does that match the info, Dan? That
it does.
Rex.
You've got like a house description. You've got the details, but it does match.
He apparently has an artifact with great arcane power.
I will come with you. I know which house he is in.
Oh. Okay.
I will warn you, I will not be the most useful if it comes into a fight. I didn't sleep. But I will show you and support everyone how I can.
Understandable. Okay. Do you need to finish up anything, or are you?
I will return. I will return here. It would be better if I was in a church dedicated to Sune, but I will return here to complete this part of my penance once I have assisted.
Sure.
Or
Okay.
once our quest is complete. Smooth.
Okay. Kaylin will turn and start out. Once we're outside, I think Kaylin will feel a little bit more comfortable speaking, and she'll turn back to Mina. So, Felix told me what happened last night.
Yes.
It's surprising, but are you okay? Do you feel okay?
I am a little bit shaken.
Do you usually try to kill people?
No, it has been a very long time since I've killed in cold blood like that. Callider would be very disappointed in me. It just has shaken me how easy I was able to fall back into those habits despite my time changing and trying to be better.
Look,
a lot of time. Go ahead.
Yeah, I get it. You don't have to. I understand coming from a life where you have done things that you're not proud of. I too have my own experiences. So as long as you can keep it in check and you can promise that you'll try to stop it the next time it starts rising up within you again.
Yes.
Then
I have no desire to step back in the shoes of the murderer I had been. I did it because I thought it would be a good cover to find out the information, and it went too far.
Okay.
It would probably be best if I wasn't in that situation again. Next time I will leave the information gathering to others.
Understandable. Okay. And Kaylin will just kind of smile and at her reassuringly as possible and, start walking with Felix and them again. I guess we're going northeast to the residential district, Dan?
Yeah.
I'll wave a goodbye to Emil and just check on him once more to make sure he's up.
Okay.
Emil's probably meditating with his eyes half closed, but when he sees you, he'll kind of shake himself at his reverie and nod and smile.
So seeing that before leaving Mina to me. You seem at unease. Is there anything you need me to do for you?
Emil looks at Mina for a long moment and says, "It's probably best if you just go."
Just kind of nod and walk away. And I walk away.
So, all ready to go?
Ooh, yeah.
We're off to see the wizard.
Bags under the eye. Follow the yellow brick road in a minor key.
Hey Dan, on our way there, are we going to pass any shops?
Oh, there aren't too many shops. I think the shops would be a little closer to the inn and tavern, but make an investigation check as you're walking through that area.
Wow, that is like the third time I've rolled that tonight. That's just a 9.
Okay. 9. Nice.
9. No, I rolled 8 like 3 times tonight.
Oh no.
No kidding.
Oh, why? You do not see any shops on your way northeast.
Right. All right. Keep walking.
Okay. I mean, with the party. All right, or M. Okay. So you all find your way northeast. Mina, if you would just roll with advantage a oh, I don't know, survival check as you're just sort of finding your way through the city streets and recalling.
Oh, good thing it's with advantage. One of those was banished to die. Survival. 16.
Okay, so you recall the details pretty well and find your way to what
the specific details of that conversation, not the rest.
yeah. And you find a small relatively small shack amongst other
I
shacks.
needed to do that with disadvantage.
Oh, because you have
so it should have been a straight roll.
She's exhausted.
That was even better, so the 16 stands.
Okay, neat. So you find yourself looking, around the corner at a small shack, probably only 15 feet wide by maybe 20 feet deep, amongst a number of other small ramshackle buildings in this area of the residential.
Okay. How close are we?
Around the corner, maybe 60 feet or so. I imagine you would pause and examine, but you don't have to.
Yeah, never mind. I don't have it prepared. I was gonna say detect magic, but I don't have it. There. That's the one that was described to me.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. And
caught
he
up,
lives there, or he just stays there?
He apparently stays there when he's here in this town.
Is it just a house stand? It's not like an inn or anything?
No, just a little house.
Okay. Or a building or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, do I see any guards on the outside or anyone patrolling?
Make a perception check if you look around. I can't see.
My God. 12. I rolled another 8.
What? Nice.
It's the beard. Eternal beard.
It's catching all the higher rolls. Stop. I'm playing the intro now, Warren, in my head. The kids running down the hill in the tall grass. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. You just see a few of the town residents going about their business. No one like watching or anything like that. Certainly no guards.
Okay. Do you have any suggestions, Felix, on how we should approach this?
Well, definitely want to be smart about it. There's a lot of us, I think. I mean, Emil isn't with us. Usually pretty good at disappearing and sneaking around. I think maybe not you, Kaylin. No offense. Just saying.
I'm taken. As your armor shingles.
Yeah. What if Blueberry were to go take a peek? I don't think anyone suspected
exactly what
that
I
one.
was thinking.
Okay. Sounds good. Blueberry?
So Caleb will get down Blueberry's level and be like, so Blueberry, could you go over? Do you remember the scary man that we saw yesterday in the mine?
Yes.
Okay. We think that he lives here. So do you think that you could kind of go over there, see if you see him in a window, walking around the house or anything?
Yes, I can look.
Okay.
I'm a good looker.
Okay. Go.
Corgi Butler.
Yeah. She has her little trot
Go,
over.
Blueberry,
I
go.
mean, he does, yeah. Heads over and does her own investigation with advantage because she's, oh, thank goodness. 3 and a 19. So with advantage, she he comes back a few minutes later. Lynn.
Yes.
Yes. I am a good looker. There's no one in the house, but I smell the scary person. was
So you
there?
smell him in the house, like in the area of the house?
In the house, maybe something hidden. The smell is strong, or maybe just left.
But you didn't see anyone inside.
No one inside.
Through the windows. Okay.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. I give Blueberry a sausage out of my bag.
Oh, nice.
And pat Blueberry on the head. Not condescendingly, but just, you know.
Blueberry, best berry.
Awesome.
Okay, so apparently, Blueberry didn't see anyone inside the house through the windows that he is Blueberry
He, yeah,
Yes.
it's my fault
that,
for saying
that he looked through. But he did smell Tal'Wraith, or something that Tal'Wraith has held inside. So he thinks the scent's in there, but he didn't see anyone in the house. Yeah. So we might want to, I wonder if we should try to break in. Is that too rash? Is that too much?
who else is here? Blueberry.
Yeah. Mina, Felix, myself, and Blueberry.
Well, if he's not there, this would be the time to find out the information we need. We can just search, and then we don't have to. It then doesn't have to come to a conflict.
Too bad we don't have a rogue with us.
Yeah, darn. A rogue or a wizard.
Yeah, we need nice, and Nabil disappears in the shadows.
Really?
Yeah. I think Felix would concur with Mina and just
One
say,
time that we need a rogue in our group.
Yeah.
He's not here.
Oh no.
He's in a church.
Yeah, we need information. We need something to go on, something to pursue. This, I think, is a good chance. Broad daylight.
He
enough room to
could
sneak
possibly
in.
be back down in the line.
Yes. Just to recon a bit, I'm while we were walking, Dan, I'll say that probably Kaylin showed Mina and told her about like the circlet.
Okay.
Fill in the blank.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, fill in the blanks a bit about what Brewer told us. So so I wonder if, because Brewer tracked him coming to this area, if he left and he had the crown, or he had the circlet with him.
It's possible he still has it on him. I highly doubt something that he would just leave it on,
right?
Unless it was under heavy guard and protection.
Felix, how's your stealth?
I don't see. Oh no, that's...
Because I stink at it.
I think while you're asking, what is this stealth? Oh,
I do have my boots.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right.
So that gives you a straight roll.
It's probably about this, maybe a little more stealthy than you, but what do you both think? I mean, if let's say we go in and we just find information, that's great, but that's never our luck, is it? What if what if we run into something? Do you think that maybe we could ask Blueberry, being the fastest, just to check in with Emil and Brixie and update them that we want to go in here and maybe see if they're okay coming with us, since we might need their help with this?
I cannot say.
I know Emil is sort of against it, but
yeah, sure. Yeah, we can do that. That's fine. I
can't send a message today.
Yeah, so Caleb will get to Blueberry's level and just ask him if he can go and just go to the church and tell Brixie and Emil what's going on and that we're trying to sneak into this house, and see if they could, if they're able to assist.
And while Blueberry is gone, I'll look at Emil. Or no, I'll look at Felix. There's a spell I recently learned. And since you seem to be the most recognized and the most sought after of us, it can keep you from dying once.
That's really useful to Felix.
I do have pretty bad luck.
Only once, says Felix.
Yeah.
Really?
Right. It's not a good gamble, he says.
But doing so would use my single highest spell. If I do not mind casting it on you, if you feel that would be necessary in the situation. Wait. I have an item. Look it up.
Neat.
Look it up. Do you reply? I just wanted to check it out.
Is it something that we could decide as later, or does it take too long to cast and should be done?
No, I can do it right now.
I'm thankful for the offer. I'd hate to have myself put ahead of everyone else, in case someone else ends up needing it more. If it can be cast in the moment, then
well, it doesn't. It doesn't. If you are already dead, it doesn't bring you back to life. I do have a spell that can do that, but I would prefer not to have to raise the dead.
I trust that you know best. If you feel it would be most beneficial for me, then I would.
I believe, because I have a Pearl of Power. Let me see what's the highest level I can get from that. It's a shoot. Don't scroll me. Where the here it is. Third level. Okay. So wait till Blueberry gets back to make that decision. Okay. See if everyone is
okay. All right, in that case, I'll shift over to a little time-lapse magic to Blueberry over in the church. Emil and Brixie, in cat form, kind of looks around first, and Blueberry trots in corgi style, and then Lou is distracted temporarily by chasing after Brixie. Like run around for half a minute or so. Oh yes, Emil, and he walks up. So I am good at delivering messages.
Yes, you are, Miss Pancake.
Yes. And our friends are heading into the house of the bad person and are in need of your stealth and skills. And
are they in danger?
They're not sure. It might go smooth, but they're worried it might not. And wanted to see if you're okay protecting them and being with them in case it goes bad.
So vague. So vague.
Emil turns and looks at Brixie and sighs.
She does her cat facial expressions of like,
I'll come do what needs to be done.
she hops up onto your shoulder to support your decision. Ah, good. Yes, I am good, messenger. Well, I will show you the way. Yes. Turns around and starts trotting out at a speed that you can comfortably manage. Because he's significantly faster than everything. Okay. So for the rest of you sort of hiding out, like trying to walk around that section of the neighborhood, not looking too, conspicuous, with camping there in the street or circling around too much.
Standing there like this, watching the house.
Eyes narrowed, yeah. You are keeping an eye on it from a distance. You haven't seen anyone enter or leave or anything. As you do hear down the street, you may be a block away at this point, Blueberry and company have arrived.
Oh, I see you're able to draw them out. Very good job.
I am a good messenger. And kind of looks at you expectantly, like.
Oh. Kaylin will kind of look at her and be like, "Oh, right," and get out a sausage.
I'm good.
Blueberry bestberry.
That's nice. Nice. Kayla will look at Emil a little more serious and be like, "Yo, I'm sorry to bring you out, but we could really use your rogue abilities right now." We believe that Tal'Wraith, Mina says that he should be in that house. Blueberry checked it out. There's no one inside as far as he can tell. But he did smell the presence in there of Tal'Wraith, so we are sure that that's his residence. So I guess we're just wanting to get in to just see if we can find any information about him.
You hear dice rattling in Emil's pockets. All right, I can take a look, but Emil kind of looks around the street. Is this your idea of sneaking up on the house? Standing in the middle of the street waiting for me?
Well,
we were a block away.
A block away, yeah, conspicuously standing in the middle of the street like you're waiting for something.
We pretended we were a street act for a bit. I juggled a few apples.
It was impressive.
Felix sang a couple of lines. Blueberry did some trick. Well, no, Blueberry was gone. That's right. So, I think that we did an okay job of blending in.
Try not to start a revolution while you're standing in the street. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh, okay.
Mina will actually stealth kind of like between houses.
Okay.
Not very well. Oh no, with a disadvantage.
Oh, I'm going to get out my broom and get on my broom and fly a bit above.
Okay. Kaylin, make a stealth check with advantage. It's a really low DC, because as long as you can take off without anyone noticing, and you like hover above the rooftops, people probably aren't really going to notice you. Uh-oh. Wasn't an 8 again, was it?
What? No, wasn't an 8. No, wasn't an 8 for once. Gosh, my stuff is better than I thought it was. 17 total.
Oh, nice. Okay. And Mina?
9.
Oh, that's not too bad. I
9.
mean, you've got a lot of cover here. Okay. And Emil, do you want to stealth on your way up to the house?
Before I do,
yeah.
I turn to Felix and I say, I said stealth, right? I didn't say the wrong word. And I kind of look up in the sky and like I said stealth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. And so Emil will actually turn and kind of start walking back the way he came and then stealth and kind of flank around. He'll try and do this with a little bit of forethought. Not flying.
I already go.
He's already left. He looks at us up.
That's a 21 on myself.
Okay, yeah, you disappear into the shadows and alleyways, and find your way back around to the narrow section behind this building, adjacent to the next building. Maybe like 3 foot little tiny space. And there's a window back there, probably built before this other house was put in, but there's it's a 1-level house. There's a single window on the back. There's a single window on all 3 sides and a door in the front facing the street. And there's a small little attic vent window that you could probably fit in that's just up above. About maybe, 12 feet up.
Oh boy. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, I guess, investigation or perception to do a really good kind of listen. I mean, Emil's probably got some history of casing a building, trying to figure out whether it's empty before he breaks in. So,
okay, yeah, go ahead and make a perception check to listen and see what other.
Natural 1.
Well, the DC is low, just not that low. The windows are partially open. There's enough room for air to be moving as it is mid-spring and it gets pretty toasty here. But as you kind of look inside and listen inside, you don't hear any movement or any people or anything.
Now you said I'm in an alleyway that's kind of 3 feet wide.
Yeah, it's like it's a really cramped area. They're the sort of crappy houses all built right next to one another. So there's like a 3-foot space.
The building that's, I guess, directly behind, is it taller?
Only by a few feet. But yes, about 3 feet tall. The rooftop's about 3 feet taller, and it has less of a steep pitch. It would be easier to walk on than.
Emil will put his hand in his pocket. Something he's probably done enough times that he can do this pretty quietly, and he won't shake his dice, but he'll touch a single one and maybe pull it into his hand quietly, hold it for a second, put it back. He'll then turn and face the building that is behind the building in question, and he will try and meditate and concentrate on what it felt like when he woke from his dream and he was standing on the side of a building.
Okay. There's actually no check for this. You get that clear image in your head. And what do you want? Now that you have that image, what would you like to do?
I am going to try to climb the wall of the building behind the one I'm casing.
Okay. No window on the back of this one. It's a bit has like a stucco finish on it. You put one leg up and on the wall, and it's sort of the moment of truth. You're either going to fall or walk. And as you lift the other leg up and try and hold on a bit, you find you don't even have to prop yourself up. You're standing perpendicular to the wall now, walking up that wall. I mean, your scrunt is 3 feet, but you stand on it, yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll climb up. You said there was a potential attic entry that was 12 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll go up to that, inspect it, and again, kind of see if I can see through it or listen or smell anything or just get a sense of if that particular perspective can help me anyway.
Okay, yeah, make a fresh perception check as you kind of look in through this.
16.
Okay. A lot of heat pouring out of this, of course, attic vent. It's actually mostly propped into place. It's just some little wooden spikes that kind of hold it. Be pretty easy to remove this and go through. As you look through, it's dim, really dim light in there, as there isn't much that gets in. But you don't hear any sounds. You can hear the space being void of people. It's just
so he hears the sound of silence.
Yes. Nice. Awesome.
Sorry, I'm having this retcon moment.
Sure.
Yesterday when I was in church, Emil put on the robe of.
Yes, that's right.
Many eyes to. I actually think he would have worn it in the church. Is it nondescript enough that if I wear it walking down the street, I look weird or I look normal?
Well, it's covered in eyes. But if you put something over it, you could certainly do that and still get.
Okay, I think Emil would be wearing the Bexley cloak over it.
Okay.
But now that he's kind of in a back alley and stealthed, I think I guess I'd have to like remove the cloak that's over top of it to.
Nope, as long as you're wearing it. Yep.
Okay, so I guess I have dark vision if I can explore that attic vent a little bit more.
And you can roll another perception check for looking in the windows downstairs and looking in the attic upstairs, because you technically have advantage on perception checks that rely on sight.
Okay. The first one was a 19. I guess that was the downstairs one.
Okay.
And the second one doesn't change.
Okay. So yeah, you've got dark vision out to 120 feet. You can see inside the house, inside the attic. You can even see invisible creatures and objects. And as you look in, you see nothing invisible. And the place appears to have no one in it at all. As you peer in that lower window.
Okay. Does the attic seem like a reasonable way to get in, or is the window significantly easier?
Window's significantly easier.
All right. I'm going to. Okay, we're going to do this. I'm going to try and get in the window, but I'm going to try and open it from above while standing on the building behind it.
Okay.
So that if something happens, I'm kind of coming at it from the unexpected angle.
Nice. Okay, make, I guess, a strength check just to get that, because it's already open. You don't have to unlock anything. They're old.
Strength is a dump stat, right?
It's also, the DC will be pretty low, since it's just a...
Well, let's try a 7.
Okay, yep, that makes it. So it's... and you manage to force it up as quietly as you can. The window's now open.
All right, Emil will slip inside quickly, and I mean, obviously, the rest of my party is kind of waiting for the signal as to what's going on. But I'm going to do a really quick investigation, see if I can figure out, like, is the hearth warm? Has somebody here been here recently? Is there any sign that somebody might be returning? Is there a message left out for a potential other visitor? Something like that. Just
sure, go for it. And given that you have the robe, and a lot of that relies on sight, go ahead and roll it with advantage.
$26.
Oh, nice. You look around and you see that someone's been in here recently. There's, dust that lays across much of the interior, but the door's been opened. You can see the light dust there. You can even see some footprints that have faded. There isn't that much dust that you can easily see them, but you spot them, the scuff marks along the floor. But nothing else here is really disturbed, which is odd. It's almost like they walked through here and over to the back corner. As you kind of follow those scuff marks in your investigation, you see an old wicker chair with a big, fluffy but sort of mildewy cushion on it that you're able to pull out of the way, and see that below there is in fact a hatch would open to a lower area.
Okay, this seems like a good time to go back out the window, close it, go back to being vertical, and stealth back around in an indirect way to the rest of the party, who are doubtless looking completely conspicuous, and let them know what's going on.
Okay. And Kaylin, were you when you were flying? Were you across the street, or were you in an above this house where you would see?
I was probably staying across the street,
Okay.
But watching the house.
Okay. Neat. So, Emil, you find your way back nice and stealthy. Kaylin, you see him walking,
Come down.
when he's ready for you to see him, you see Emil
Right.
Returning. Yeah.
Right. Oh, there you are. I thought you had left. I saw you go the other way, and I thought, anyway.
Stealth.
What? Right. Is that how that works? So what did you find out?
Someone's been there moderately recently, and there's a secret trapdoor of some kind in the back that leads below.
Oh.
Which presumably is where we want to go, I guess. Emil will call Seb to the neighborhood to keep an eye out.
Okay. And you feel that response from Seb, and eventually, in fact, maybe like 5 minutes later, that they see him flying about above.
But no one was in the house.
No one was in the house.
Okay. All right. Is there an easy way in?
There's always an easy way in. The back window wasn't too bad.
Through the window.
Okay. Are we? We'll turn to Felix and Mina. Are we now?
If there's no one there, now is as good as time of any. Wow, now is as good a time as any.
Felix,
English.
yeah, I agree. Daytime.
How are we looking with neighbors and stuff, Dan?
Make a fresh perception check with advantage as you have a good vantage point.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna touch Felix's shoulder and cast Death Ward on him.
Oh.
So he has
Thank you.
Death Ward for the next 8 hours.
Ooh, okay, nice.
That was a solid 10, Dan.
Woo! Nice. Yeah, coast looks clear. I mean, you see some neighbors, but there's you can easily time an entrance where no one's going to be, no one that you can see is walking about or anything.
Okay, let's go.
A lot of these houses are.
Oh, okay. I mean,
that's convenient.
Do we know why?
It's
Like
just the town.
area?
Yeah, it's just been sort of. This is a trashy section. The people that have been brought here have been put in nicer homes.
Great, wonderful. Okay, all right. Well, let's go. If we're going to go, let's go and do this.
Let's go.
All right. We are using the window, right? Okay. You find your way around. Blueberry and
Yeah, we'll use it vertically this time rather than from upside down.
Nice. You push the window open. Blueberry's sort of looking like.
If Blueberry has trouble, I'll pick up Blueberry.
I'm not a good climber.
Isn't Blueberry a barbarian? Something tells me he can make the jump, even though he's a corgi.
This is true. Corgi. That's a good point.
His legs are this big.
You're right. I do want to play to Blueberry's badass nature too. So yeah, let me just, because I'm pretty sure his strength is like outrageous. Take a peek here.
I'll go to help Blueberry, but Blueberry would just jump through.
Yeah. These super muscular corgi legs beneath the flex for a minute.
There's the little butt wiggle first, and then just
yeah. Blueberry gets this really intense look on his face as he jumps through.
Okay, so we're going in.
Are we stealthing?
Yes.
Okay. Oh no! One of those was a natural 20.
Oh.
I got a total 20. On myself.
Oh, and what
I still got an 18.
Nice.
But there was a natural 20.
What are you rolling for? Sorry, I
Stealth.
Okay, neat. All right. Yeah, I should probably roll for on Blueberry.
22.
Oh, nice, Emil. Okay.
Only 22?
I only rolled a 12.
That's amazing. All right, Blueberry's got a 13. Felix. All right, he's got a decent. I don't know. Wait, why does he have? Oh, the armor penalty, right. Felix trips on his way in. He's like, and he gets, but his foot gets caught as he's coming through the window. Got that heavy armor on right now. Oh, no. Sorry.
You okay?
We're good, sorry. Just, a little blushing, like, oh.
That was me. That was my fault. I did that.
You're all successfully, it would seem, inside the house.
Are there any books on a bookshelf?
Yeah, not in here. It seems to be, but moldy, dusty, and
I haven't stolen a book for a while. My fingers are getting itchy.
Felix.
Mina gives you this kind of odd look.
Kaylin?
Okay. Yes?
There might be a place in the Thieves Guild for you someday, but you're a ways away from that. And then Emil will lead everyone to the trapdoor.
Okay.
Pull the wicker basket out of the way, and you're faced with the trapdoor.
Is it open?
Nope. Not yet anyway, but if you want to open it, you're welcome.
I'll try to open it. Oh, okay. Wait.
Just kidding.
Can I look and see if there's any can I tell if there's any mechanism traps on it or something?
Yes, you can make an investigation check with advantage because of your engineering skill.
Wow!
And looking for mechanics of a trap.
All right, that is a Stephanie 10.
You don't spot anything. It seems like straightforward trapdoor.
Seems like a regular door. I'll try to open it.
Okay. It opens.
Great. Okay. And we all die. The door eats us.
Nice. A polar bear.
It's a mimic.
Like a mimic.
It's a mimic.
Yeah, the house is. You're already inside. It's too late.
It's like Monster House.
It's already ingesting us.
Nice.
No house.
'Tis the season.
Okay.
Yeah, that swings open. There's a ladder that heads down about, I'd say about 10, 11
down
feet.
There? Can I see anything down there?
Yeah, you've got dark vision, and there's some dim light dancing some light barely dancing on this straight down, but you can tell that there's a hallway that leads in only one direction. You can tell there's probably some candlelight or something, or some torchlight rather, a little further down.
With my superior dark vision that can see twice as far, can I see anything more?
Go ahead and make an investigation check, because you kind of like
investigation or perception.
Yeah, I guess perception, right? Because you're trying to see.
I rolled a natural 20 and a 2.
Oh.
So that's a 9.
You're doing good.
You see what appears to be a long hallway. A little bit of
so
torchlight.
tired, you guys.
Right? All that penance. That's all you really catch them.
Okay. All right, there's the torchlight.
As with probably one of the strongest constitutions, I'll go first.
Okay. You climb down the ladder. As you turn and look, as anyone else that's coming down, Felix would probably come down with you. Blueberry will just jump down and kind of walk up next to you. Yeah.
Careful,
He's
Blueberry.
Diesel. Leaves little cracks in the stone. 3-point doggy landing.
The Hulk.
Blueberry. Stealth.
Oh, right. Right. I'm a good listener.
What do I see down the hallway, Dan?
You see a couple of doorways on the left, 2 doorways on the left, 1 doorway on the right, and I actually put out for you.
Oh God.
That's never good.
Map time, map time.
Nice.
Map time.
One of those doors lead to a bathroom.
It's the map, it's the map, it's the map, it's the map, it's the map.
Felix, or Emil is here. Get Emil back here. Put Emil following here. And we have,
I guess Mina's in the
Rixie.
middle.
Yes.
So this has gone well. Emil tried his hardest to not go underground, and here he is.
Nice. All right. So that should share out. Okay, good. Let me get cleared up. Zoom in a bit on where you all are. So, of course, I didn't bother blocking it out, but you don't see any of the rest of this.
Sure.
I didn't think ahead. But you see this hallway, a couple doors. The first door on the left seems to be ajar. The second door on the left seems to be closed, and that only door on the right seems to be closed.
So in the first doorway, we see a jar.
The door is ajar.
Is the jar painted on it or drawn on the door?
Awesome.
These are all important questions. Can I just can I see there's any, do I see any traps on the floor in the hallway?
You can make a investigation check. Excuse me. With advantage because you're.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
Well, that didn't
It's from
help at all.
Canada's.
It was another 8, so it's a 9 total.
Yeah, looks coast looks clear.
That's great. That's great. Coast looks clear, guys. We're doing good. I think this first door looks a little open. I'll go and just kind of push on the door to kind of open it in a bit.
Go ahead and move your token where you'd like there, and
yes, gonna just right there, or just kind of push in the door.
Okay.
Without going inside the room, just
This door opens up, and you see 2 bedrooms and a linen chest. 2 beds, rather, and a linen chest.
No one inside, though.
Nope, no one inside here. So these seem to have seen use in the past probably month or so. There's no dust or anything like that's collected on them. The sheets are nicely laid out.
Emil will offer to scout down to the end of the hallway.
Okay.
Good idea. Good idea. I will approach the linen chest cautious and try to open it.
Okay. Let's see. It is unlocked.
Okay.
You spring it open, and you find a few more sheets for the bed and blankets.
Oh.
A couple of kind of flat, shabby pillows. But nothing else. It seems to be a linen chest. And Emil, if you want to make a perception check, whilst.
I'm going to take a sheet and put it in my bag.
Can someone clip that? Because that's hilarious.
Hey, you never know when a sheet might be helpful.
Awesome.
You never know.
I just like the way it sounds. Yeah, I'm gonna take a sheet and put it in my
sheet
backpack.
and put it in my bag of holding.
Okay, perfect. Okay, you take one of the crisp, clean one there.
I'll kind of look over my shoulder to see if anyone else kind of like, casually stuff it in there.
Mina's kind of watching like, okay.
Nice.
Caitlin's thinking in her head, stealth.
Awesome.
That's how it works, right?
Probably here.
Is there anything under the beds, Dan?
What was your investigation again?
9.
9. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you take a quick look under there. You don't really spot anything.
Okay.
I think Brixie's gonna just give this door a look-see.
I'll leave the room then.
Okay. You see Brixie down the hall in the next door that's locked. Oh wait, doesn't she have? I feel like she's got some thieves' tools.
Oh.
Where are you? See?
I can't see that.
Nope, it's not. Well. So she it's locked. She would have disadvantage. Oh no. You see Caitlin, you chuckle a little as you see her, trying to get into this door quietly. She's got like a small twig or stick or something she picked up at one point trying to get in there and unlock the door. It's just not happening. Emil, as you go down this hall, you see, of course, that door on the right. There's a little bit of brighter light coming from that one, and so it's torchlight. It dances along the floor underneath the door. There's like a good 1-inch gap below the door. You see another, an open passageway on the left here, this top right corner that leads into there. See a few crates and barrels and things for storage up there, and you can see kind of goes around a corner. You're not sure what else is there. The actual hallway turns right and continues down, or feet or so. And what was your perception again, Emil? I'm sorry.
15.
Yep. Blueberry's trying to keep up with Trixie and.
All right, I'll You said this other door, is it locked as well to the right up here?
You can try it if you want.
I'll try it.
Okay. This one is locked.
Okay. Felix isn't on the map.
Oh, right. Thanks. Felix would be probably just trying to be ready. Ready for action. Yeah, Caitlin, it's locked. As you check it.
Okay. This one's locked. Brixie, did you get that door open? Oh.
She holds up like a broken stick. I did not.
Okay. I'll kind of stay behind Emil to see what he does next.
I think Emil will be people up to the people though they can come forward.
Okay.
Blueberry hustle. See, relentlessly checking doors. One. If she can unlock this one with another, she just pulls another stick out of a pouch.
Druids.
Yeah. Hey. I think I got it. I think
Galen
I
turns
got it.
around.
He pulls a warped beaten stick out. And that was hardcore because she had disadvantage. And some other stuff. Yeah. The DC was pretty high.
Rexy, good
The
job.
stick. I cannot believe I did.
Okay, I'll push the door open.
Door swings open. Fairly brightly lit room lies before you. Tattered carpet on the floor, some boxes and crates, but also a corner desk that has 2 drawers in it, one in each side as a corner desk. Closed.
I will. Well, do I mean, gosh, this seems odd. Can I roll another check for any traps in this room, or see if I see anything?
In this case, I would roll a perception check to kind of look around, see if you spot any traps.
That's a 9 total.
Coast looks clear.
It looks great. Okay, I want to go up to the desk and try and see if the drawers are locked.
Okay, the drawers are indeed locked.
Emil.
Great. Okay. All right.
Trixie holds her stick up. Do you want me to try?
Sure. Go ahead. Is there anything on top of the desk, or is it just plain?
There's writing instruments,
Okay.
and some empty parchment paper. I think Brixie, looking at the stick, might be like, Emil, do you think you can help us, please? My stick is broken.
Yeah. It's okay.
Emil will come over and just kind of say quietly, "We're investigating. We're not stealing anything. We don't want anybody to know we were here." And then he'll try and open the desk.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the thieves' tools on either one if you want, or both. You can roll.
Dan, am I feeling any arcana in this in this area of the downstairs?
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check if you.
10 and 17.
Okay. You start working on one, Emil, and you can tell it's a bit of a complicated locking mechanism, and you're not able to get it. Go to the other one, equally complicated locking mechanism, but now that you know what you're getting into, you have a bit better fortune, and you're able to unlock this one. You hear it. Drawer slides open freely.
Okay, so what's inside? Papers?
There are a number of papers. Parchment that's half written. Not messages per se, but nothing that looks interesting or relevant. It's mostly there's I can't think of it. The only thing that catches your eye in there are that there are 3 envelopes, 2 opened and 1 sealed.
Okay, let's take a quick peek through the opened ones and leave the sealed one as it is.
Okay. As you look through the 2 open ones, you find a couple of interesting things. You find it's a bit of information on Tal'Wraith. One of them is a letter that these 2 open ones are ones that he received. One of them talks about whom to expect arriving here in this location from the Crimson. They don't reference the Crimson Fang, but they allude to it. that there are certain low-key members and people that they need to traffic through here that will be coming to this abode, and he needs to make sure that, you know, he doesn't kill them if he finds them there. So he's being made aware of some of those. And the other letter that he received talks about not orders per se, but a request from an unknown. It's not signed, but it's asks about retrieving the his progress with his current mission, and seeking an update soon, as things need to progress, and asking about how the staging in Bexley is going. And then, of course, there's a sealed letter that doesn't have anything written on the front, but it has like a Crimson Fang type wax seal, something akin to those fangs, that set of fangs. But it's sort of hidden in whatever layout they have for the stamp.
Okay, I think Emil will relate that to the others, put everything back the way it was, and relock the drawer.
Okay. Rixie, thanks you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's keep moving. We don't have a lot of time here potentially.
Mm-hmm. Did those letters have a date on?
They were not dated. However, they look crisp and clean and fairly new.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Is this area lit at all?
Yes, there's dim light through all the hallways.
Okay. Yeah. Peek in here.
Okay. Mostly storage. Nothing particularly of note there. Some food, some wine. That's about it.
Okay.
In fact, let's see. The doors on the outer walls here are mostly open. All the storage rooms have doors ajar. The bottom right-hand corner and the bottom bedrooms are shut, but not locked. Just, you know, so I don't make y'all go through every single room.
Are there any more desks or anything?
No more desks, but there is a final room at the very end of that last hallway to the right, that large room that you haven't been in yet.
Okay.
That door closed.
This room?
Mina. I think at the end of this, right down here.
Right here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's, if you were like here, yeah, then the... what was your Arcana roll, Caitlin?
Oh, it was 17 total.
You did get the feeling of some arcane energy down here somewhere.
Okay.
You approach this door, it seems it's closed.
Is it locked?
You try the handle. Nope. Seems to be unlocked.
I will open without stepping through.
Okay.
Wait. Before I open, can I listen through the door to see if I hear one inside?
I stopped myself, and yeah, go ahead. Make a.
I realize what I'm
check.
doing, and I stop.
I go for the knob. I start.
Wait.
Yeah, Mina puts her hand down on your wrist. Oh. Go ahead and roll perception if you would.
I'm gonna do that too.
Okay.
Thank you, because I got a 12 total.
That is is it a note? Nope. Yep, I also got a 12.
Okay.
Wow.
As you listen through the door, you don't hear the sounds of anything. It sounds like a larger space in there, but quiet. Bright light dancing, torch light dancing under the door, though.
Okay. No shadows. We don't see any shadows under the door.
You can look under the door if you want to take
I will look under the door to see if there's anyone inside.
Okay. As you look under the door, you see, let's see, a bench, a table, and there isn't as much of a space here. Looking across, you might see a fireplace off to the right that has a fire roaring in it, as well as a bunch of torchlight.
But no feet.
No feet that you can see from here.
On the ground.
If you roll, yeah.
Okay. I will stand up and be like, there's a fire going inside. So someone's been here recently.
Pull out my crossbow, set in a bolt.
Everyone be ready. All right, let's push that door open.
Okay, go ahead and move your tokens up to your movement speed.
I'm standing back as she opens the door. Ready to
I
shoot.
I will step in and look.
Nice. Blueberry's gonna run in and hop up on this table.
Oh, great.
Nom, 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 nom.
Kaylin pops in.
Very.
So you see who else is going? I think Felix will probably. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think Felix would jump in there. Trixie is gonna do whatever Emil's doing for the most part. Maybe she'd step behind him just to be better guardian assistance. And Mina, what you're looking in over Kaylin's shoulder?
Yeah, like I'm just kind of like ready to shoot
from the door.
Like,
the first thing you all take in this room, again, there's a lot of warmth coming from the fireplace. You see this long, tall stone table with benches on either side, of a large chair at the head of the table. And then where this room almost ends, you see a bit of a stairwell go down. Only a couple feet into like a lower section of the room in the back. And pacing, walking up the stairs and looking up and over is initially you see Tal'Wraith.
Oh,
you
great.
See, for those of you that recognize him, and he says, it took you a while after tripping the alarm. I'm glad you finally arrived. And as he says that, he looks over at Mina. And Mina, you watch as, well, everyone watches as his form shifts down into a female drow. And
Scene.
yeah. And as he walks up the stairs in this now female drow form, he continues walking up the wall sideways, ding, 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 much like a mule can do. Thank you.
You can't do that. What are you talking about?
Nice, yeah.
Kayla will look at Emil.
For joining me, Spider's Web. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Holy crap.
no.
Holy crap.
I'm sorry that ran after.
Do I recognize her really quick?
You don't recognize her, but there's definitely. Ooh.
I know the spider reference.
Yeah. I think maybe as more goes on, you might recognize more, but not the person. You definitely don't recognize the face. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Crap.
Whee!
This is
Well
bad,
fudged.
you guys.
Awesome. So much fun.
That's pretty much it, Warren. That's it. Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, I tried to check for traps. I tried to avoid these things, but
you know what? We checked for traps. We didn't check for alarms.
Yeah. The trapdoor itself was the trigger. You just didn't roll quite high enough to notice the thing. Yeah. And he seems to be pretty confident, which is why he walked in here with Eve.
I was
like he
so...
wanted you to come in here. But expect a bunch of juicy goodies aside from, confrontation. That means, other
combat on real dice night.
Yeah. Yep. At last. I know it's been a hot minute. Thanks, especially Warren. I know you stayed up extra late for the wrap up here, so thank you for your patience with me.
Vamp's gotta sleep.
Yeah, vamp life.
Hashtag.
Yes, I'm gonna put that in as a quote. And a quote. Hashtag.
Man.
Vamp life. There we go.
Dear Lord.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for the costumes. You guys rock. I love your costumes. You all have bring so much fun to the game, especially Halloween and such.
Indeed.
So, yes. That's so cool. All right. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful night. We'll see you all. We run this Stormfall every Friday night from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. We have Cures of Men, our All Evil campaign, Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. So we'll see you for that on Tuesday, and we'll be back here next Friday, since it shouldn't have any more interruptions in our regular gameplay. I can't wait. There's stuff to be discovered and fights to be potentially had, and
yeah, don't get too excited, dude. Just keep it low key. Low key.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next week. Might be interesting.
That's it.
Neat. I'll have a nice, Randy. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Players, thank you so much, and chat, thank you so much. We'll catch y'all later. Bye.
Bye.